put a sun visor up just so the sun wasn't too bad in my face. Okay, the fear of change, the fear of moving on, the fear of the uncertainty that comes with making changes and doing new things. It is something I've always struggled with, especially change. I'm someone that parks in the exact same spot in the gym parking lot every single time I go, because that's just kind of who I am. Same with Walmarts and all that stuff. If I can't park in the same spot, I get a little uneasy. And to be that kind of person, and it can cause some issues. And I'm really worried it's going to cause some issues because next Tuesday I move out of Florida. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to have to rediscover, relearn a lot of things. And I'm incredibly worried. I'm very worried about what that could mean and what changes to me can come, and I'm worried that it won't work out how I want it to, you know? It's like, as someone that's just not good with change in general, I have found myself getting a lot of anxiety about something big like this, and I realize that a lot of people feel that about other things. One really big one is losing and gaining weight when it comes to working out. Like, I have a very dear friend of mine who has made a tremendous weight loss journey, but he really wants to fill out a little bit with muscle, but he's also genuinely afraid of gaining weight to do that, like going on a very small surplus to allow the muscles to grow. He's really worried, and he understands that it's holding him back, but it's just one of those things where it can be really hard to allow yourself to make a change that seems really scary. And I totally understand it, but there are going to be some days where you're going to have to look at it and go, this is what I want. And I understand that to get what I want, I have to change. And even though it is scary, I have to figure out a way to do it, because there are some things that there's just no workaround. It's like a big part of why I'm moving is, one, so I can spend time with my little siblings, because they're almost done with high school, which is scary to me. And I want like a new start. I want to be able to go to a new place where no one really knows me and just become the person that I feel I am. Because when you stay in one spot, not in just location and group, but even body and mind, no matter how much you try to change, if those fundamentals stay the same, you can only do so much. It's like, I used to be a big boy, and I slimmed down, and then I packed on some muscle, and then I happened to get a little flabby again, which is okay, right? But that was because it's a physical thing that people can look at. That's kind of the only thing that people allowed to change in their mental image, because people will always have a mental image of who you are, and that is just how it works. And it takes a lot for them to understand that you are someone that evolves and changes that are really good can sometimes be stopped by other people's understanding and expectation of you, and even your own fundamental expectations of yourself can inhibit who you are as a person and what you want to do to change. And a lot of that can come from fear of change, and fear of moving on to a new thing, and fear of failure, which is something I feel I talk a lot about. I have a vast fear of failure, but I've slowly gotten to the point where I understand that failure is inevitable. You will always fail at something, and you, in the long run, will fail at living. I don't know. because we all die, and it blows, but we all die. And so if we're all going to die, and we can either fail at something we love or fail at something that we really don't love, why stop yourself from becoming the thing that you perceive as the version of yourself that you will be happy with in the long run? It's like, I have many goals for myself, and overall the goals are incredibly achievable, and I want so deeply to achieve my goals. And for a while I was holding myself back out of fear of the change that would bring, and the change in perception that I would receive from others. And then there was just a day where I decided, screw it. I need to make these changes for myself. And you might have something that you really think needs to happen, but you might be holding yourself back on it. And if you watched this and you have seen what I've just said, and any of it made even a little bit of sense, because I know I kind of go on tangents and rant, I want you to know that change is good, and change is helpful, and change is healthy, and change can make you the person you want to be. And if you have ever been looking for a sign that maybe I can be that right now in this moment of, hey, you will live, and you will probably live a better life if you make the change that you've been wanting to change. And as soon as you make your first change, it usually does spiral into all the other things that you've been looking for your entire life. And you just have to do the first step. And it is absolutely the hardest one, I can promise. It is really difficult to do that sometimes. This old guy's going down the wrong way. Anyways. I hope that you can make the change that you've been looking for. I hope you find the courage to become the person you say you are. I understand that it can be hard, and I can understand not wanting to do it out of fear of other people's opinions. But I'll have you know that I'm here for you. And if you'd like to say whatever those changes are, and express why you're afraid, or express what you want to do with your life, I read every single comment, because I only have like 32 subscribers, and I'm very grateful for all of you if you are watching this. But I'd love to hear from you, because I don't want this to just be me talking into a void of people that aren't willing to have a discussion, because the discussion is the most important part. I'm talking to you to hopefully make myself understand my thoughts better, and maybe help you understand yours. I care deeply for every single one of you that are watching, and I'm absolutely here to talk if you ever need it. And with that being said, be better, be kind, and I'll see you tomorrow.